the world is actually changing. I hope you're all aware of that. And a new generation, like the majority of us sitting here, we are known as a millennial generation. Millennial generation consists of people who are actually born after 1980s to the early 2000s. And it has been predicted that by 2025, 75% of the world's employees will be from this generation. And this comes in a time when majority of the world is aging, and 65% of the Indian population is under the age of 35. So we as a developing country, we have an important role to play. In the coming 10 years, it's seen that the average age of other countries all over the world, it might be in between 35 and 40, but in India it will reach till 28. We will be providing the workforce to the majority of the world in the coming future. I hope most of you are aware what this is, and it's a national pledge. And we used to recite this in our, especially in our school days, and I never gave much importance to it until lately. And there are a few words that really struck me, and one is the proud. We are all proud to be Indians. I hope majority of us here are proud to be Indians. So we are only proud at some times. We are proud when India sends spacecrafts to Mars. We are proud when we win cricket matches, when we maybe get a gold medal in the Asian Games. But are we really proud when we read stories like 3,000 children dying on average in India? Are we really doing something for their well-being or prosperity? I did my schooling in Delhi, and I remember seeing the outskirts of Delhi, which were actually the agricultural lands, were converted into malls and other concrete structures. So majority of our population, I don't think they usually end up going to malls or other places, and so it made me think that whether it's actually for their well-being and their prosperity we are building all of it. The reality is 21% of our population is malnourished. There are 230 million people in India who are hungry and malnourished. India is a home to more than half of the world's hungry population. Malnutrition is responsible for 45% of children deaths in India, and 48% of our children grow inadequately. So to solve a problem, I feel there are three basic simple steps, and the first one is encounter. In India, there are a number of people dying on a daily basis, and the media never publishes such stories. Media is more focused on news that has some commercial value, and most of the media today is owned by the corporate houses. Not a small incident, it's an incident that happened in 2006 in the Vidarbha region of Maharashtra. 2006 was a year when majority of the farmers were committing suicide. It was a bad stage then, but there were only 6 journalists who were actually covering the story. The remaining 512 journalists were at a fashion week happening in Bombay, and it was organized by a leading women's fashion brand. Our former Prime Minister in 2012 said that it was a national shame that half of our children are malnourished. But after that, there has not been even a single study focusing on that again. We can no longer say that we are a poor developing country. We are well developing in terms of infrastructure. We have plans to make 100 smart cities. We are also building up the world's tallest statue, which is the 3,000 crore project. It's coming up soon. It's a bronze one. Yeah, and our GDP is also pretty good, and but still the number of people dying in India, it's huge. And we cannot blame that the agriculture is not happening good, or we don't have much excuses to this matter, because in India we actually produce more than 250 tons of food every year, 250 million tons of food every year, which is actually more than enough to feed the entire nation. But still 1 in every 3 child in India is malnourished. Still 53 million people go to bed hungry. It's not that the food is not available for them. It's actually that they can't afford to buy it. Majority of our people, poor population in India, spends 80% of its income in the food. So when even the rates go a bit high, they are the ones who are the hardest hit. Mahatma Gandhi once said that there are so many people hungry out there in the world, they don't see God, but in the form of bread. That is the exact situation that's happening in India now. So when few of us, we joined this, we never had a clarity on the course we were doing or about our future and all. But we as bachelor students, we used to discuss a lot about poverty, discrimination, caste issues and corruption and all. But we were just talking, we didn't do much of the action thing. And when we, in the first year and all, when we joined, these were the kinds of news that we used to read in our college. Our nearby districts in our area, they had the deaths happening, Amravati district and a lot of districts nearby. But we wanted to do something, and we were really new to this field, and we didn't know, we didn't have much idea, we were not experts in this field. So we went for a survey, and it was during lunchtime that we visited an orphanage in Tuljapur district, and we were really shocked to see the food that they were having. It was dry roti and a red chili powder in liquid form. So we as students, we used to grumble if we don't have options between KFC and Domino's, but there were a huge amount of students out there who used to live on such dishes, and that really changed us a lot. And we came back to our college and we shared it with our classmates, and we thought that we need to do something about it. And it was the time when a lot of food was being wasted in our college. Our college, we have a small amount of students, we have around 400 of them, and the amount of food that was being wasted was a huge amount. I can't imagine a college where 23,000 students are there and the amount of food that is getting wasted. So we fixed a date, we fixed Saturday that we'll go and we'll not eat on a Saturday lunch, and we'll go and distribute the food to the orphanages. So on the first day, we shared in our class only, so out of 60 students, we got around 45 names, and we went on the first week, and it was something really new for us. We went and we distributed the food, and the kids were not that close to us then, and it was like a formality thing we did, but we came back and we created a Facebook page. We started uploading the pictures, and it was it was being viral in our campus. We started seeing that there were a lot of students who were interested. In the next very week, we had around 80. The coming week, we had around 100, 150, 200. And in a 1 month's time, we had around 350 students who were part of this movement. So 1 month into this when this started, we realized that we need to give something more than just food, because food was now just a means for us to go there, but we had built up a personal relationship with the kids. The kids meant something more to us, and we could see the joy in their faces, like few hours we spent with them, and it was really influencing them to a great extent. So when we actually started this was one of the codes that really motivated us to go on. And like, if you can't feed 100 people, then feed at least one, because we as students, we didn't have a solution to the malnutrition problem, and we were like, our initiative was like a drop in the entire big ocean, but we still decided that we'll do our level best and we'll try keep on going on. So it went on for a year, and since we are based in a rural place, we didn't get much of the local support initially, but there were other our faculties, our administration was really supportive. They used to send their vehicles, and that's how it went on. She's Rani, and I remember the first time I actually met her. She always used to stay in a corner of her room. She'll never come out, and she'll be there somewhere hiding behind. She was really shy person. But as our relationship grew, and as we started becoming close to her, we could see her change in her behavior. She was becoming a confident young girl. She was outspoken. She used to come running to hug us. That was the kind of transformation that we had. And we learned a lot from the life of these children, actually. We realized how blessed we were back at our homes. We had all the facilities and we were all happy. The kids had faced a lot of experience that they had, I'm sure most of us can't even imagine. That is a background that they actually come up from. And we realized that our spending time with her was really changing her into a better human being. So, you see, as we saw a small problem and we started to encounter it, and we slowly started to embrace it. We moved a step forward. We started educating them. It's through the help of an NGO called MAD, Make a Difference. So we got the English training materials from them, and we started teaching them English. We used to do a lot of activities with them. We used to bring them to a college campus. We used to take them around in the libraries. The kids, they didn't know what a library was. In Tuljapur, there is not even a single library. So we are collecting books now. We're setting up a first library for them inside the campus itself. And the kids were really motivated by the work we are doing. They were really happy. The kids even wanted to share their meals that we are bringing for them and distribute it to a few homeless people who are outside. So we realized that we were influencing them to a great extent. Since we are based in a very rural place, we didn't get the media support initially, but a few online bloggers and online websites, they actually published a story about us, and we started getting a lot of support, and page went viral, and we started getting messages from other colleges in India that they wanted to start their own chapters in their own respiratory colleges. That's how the second chapter was started in Madras Christian College in Chennai. So it's almost a few months back, and there we had around 70 students who used to pack their lunch, and we should take it and they used to distribute to the homeless, destitute people on the outside their college near the Tambram district. Within a week's time, we had the St. Stephen's College in Delhi. So they had a good social service league there, and so in the first week itself, we got around 270, 260 names who want to skip their meals. So it was a huge task for them packing all the food, and so they went and distributed to the TB patients who were near the Kashmiri Gate. There's a government-run TB center happening there. So they went and distributed the food to them. What we realized that when we, as a small group, in some corner of Maharashtra, when we started, we saw a small problem, and when we slowly started to embrace it, and we could see that many like-minded students in different colleges were trying to engage with us. So it's like there are a lot of other initiatives like this happening across India, and this one is an example from Youngistan movement in Hyderabad. So what initially started was 3 of the friends, they used to save up money and they used to buy the food and distribute it to around 20 homeless people. But now it started 2 years back, and now it's a huge movement. They feed around 1,000 people every week, on every Sunday. They cook their food and distribute. So what we realize that many from this generation, they want to make a difference. We believe that the success of a business should not be in terms of just the financial increments that you have or the financial proposals that you have, but it should be focusing more on how much is giving back to the society. So as there are around 13,539 colleges and 700 universities in India. So if we as this generation, we come up with innovative ideas and out-of-the-box solution to solve a lot of problems, I'm sure that many of our social issues are happening in India would be solved. This one last thought that I want to give it to you is that I'm sure most of us during our final days of our life, we won't be holding on to our college degrees that we have earned so hard, or we won't be reading out our financial statements and all. But what really that would mean a lot is the people around us, the relationship that we are building now. So if that would mean a lot, then I think we need to start focusing on it now. We need to start building on it. We need to start building on our relationship. We need to start taking care of a society as a whole. So I encourage you all to come together and hold hands with the people around us. Try building up a good relationship with them. Engage with them and encounter the realities that are happening in India, because you have a lot of problems that you can actually solve. Let's all come together and engage with them. Thank you.